Hi everybody. All right, liver surgery finally here to take you through a long time coming. So I got called in because they spotted a secondary cancer on my annual CT scans early December 2023. One large 6 centimetre tumour in my liver, which they deemed was the one that they wanted to remove first. And then I had 2 smaller ones of about 1 centimetre at the bottom of both of my lungs. So liver surgeon was first. So I met my consultant Anya, who's one of the top liver surgeons in the UK, and we had a chat about the surgery, the risks and so on, agreed what we wanted to do, and then I got booked in for surgery. So I actually had that surgery the first week in January 2024. I got booked in on the Friday, as in came in super early on Friday morning. I was first one on the table. So the run up to that meeting, we covered off just some bits around what the surgery was going to involve, and also a bit about the liver itself. So the liver's a really important organ in the body. Anya says it's the most important organ. Of course she does. She's a liver surgeon. The liver helps with, it basically takes all, it's like it's like a big filter for the blood in the body. So it takes in all the blood, removes all the toxins, takes out all the waste product from the blood and pushes it to places that will get it out of the body. It helps with taking nutrients and using them. It helps with protein being broken down and used in the body and sent to the right places. And then there's your gallbladder, which is attached, which is a storage facility. The gallbladder, it stores bile, which the body uses to help process fats and things like that. So you have your liver in your body, kind of like here, and then the gallbladder's attached to the liver. And the liver has 8 sections, and each section has its own blood supply and functions on its own as a collective of 8. And then you've got this gallbladder that sits on the end. So the liver's one of the most unique organs in the body, in that if you remove a section, then it can grow back. Just like blows my mind. The only organ that can do that, that does it naturally on its own. So the positioning of where my 6 centimetre tumour is, which is quite a lot, folks, it's like this, think of a ruler, 6 centimetres. It was positioned over 4 or 5 of those subsections of the liver, which meant that Anya wasn't sure, based on its positioning, how much of the liver she would be able to keep and how much she would have to take out, because you have to remove the tumour and also a safe margin round it in case there's any cells round it that may be spread. So we talked about what that range might be, but she wouldn't know for definite until she was in there, and she wouldn't know for definite if the gallbladder would have to come out at the same time, because the gallbladder's attached to certain parts. If you take those parts out, the gallbladder has to come out at the same time. So I had the surgery on the Friday morning at like 8 or 9 o'clock. I was gone, put under epidural, I think, by 8:30 in the morning. And you did a surgery. The 8 sections of my liver, they took out 5. Some of those sections had the gallbladder attached, so my gallbladder was also removed, which left me with 3 parts of my liver. And basically, as soon as that surgery's finished and the body starts to get over the shock, the liver starts to grow back. So the liver's shaped in quite an interesting way. It doesn't grow back in exactly the same shape, but the function of it is exactly the same. So the growing back part of the liver, it starts like 3-4 days after the liver parts have been removed, and that regrowth can take kind of 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks to happen. And in my experience, the growing of the liver, the closest thing I've ever got to describe it after the acuteness of the surgery, open surgery, was like being pregnant, except you're not growing a baby, you're growing an organ. I had the same tiredness and so on. So so that's kind of the liver, the surgery that I had. Went under Friday morning. I was awake in intensive care on Friday, like afternoon. The surgery was a big success, and I'm a really quick healer. Good recovery. I was using meditation. I was in a really good place. Low stress. Just generally speaking, I walked into the surgery in a really good physical, mental, emotional state. So my recovery period was really short. So normally you would be in hospital for something like that. Average kind of 5, 6, 7 days, sometimes longer if there's complications. I got operated on the Friday morning, and I was home late, like Sunday evening. So I had 1 day in intensive care, and then the following day, late afternoon, I got shifted from intensive care down to the normal ward, and then they let me out of the normal ward the following day to rest and recover. So it was open surgery. I'm not going to show you the scar just now because I'm in a building which isn't private, but the surgery was open surgery. So I have a scar from around my heart down to here. So it's kind of 15, 20 centimeters. And then from here round to here. And I also have a drain scar around here. So they had to fit a drain. It's just standard, at least in the Edinburgh surgical practice. It's standard that they'll put a drain in and around that area. So if there's any waste products or body fluids that they don't want to accumulate in the body. So I had a drain fitted that just had to be pulled out on the day that I was leaving. So what I do have for you, because I'm conscious, almost a year has passed since I had that surgery. I have some photos and videos of that experience, which I'm happy to share. So I'm going to finish this video now, and I'll share some of the videos that kind of bring it to life practically. But basically what happened once I got home is I was in recovery mode. I had the open cut, had staples. I think I had maybe, I can't even remember, between 40 and 60 staples. So those came out a couple of weeks later. And then I just had to do lots of care on the scar while it was healing, and rest and get plenty of good nutrients and fuel in me, and just take really care about carrying lots of heavy things or not carrying heavy things, and not stretching it too much, just kind of standard practice, but taking into account what your starting position is, what you're capable of, and pushing the boundaries when it's safe to do that and you're rested and your body's telling you that's okay. So that was kind of that phase. Let me share with you some of the videos and the photos that I took of that time with you tomorrow, and then I can talk you a little bit through some of the specifics about what happened next. before we move on to the other surgeries, because between the first surgery, which was January, and the second surgery, which was May, I decided to widen out my medical team, and I did a lot more holistic work, and I'd love to be able to share some of that journey with you, because I'm sitting here today with a very, very different future, because I combined the support that the NHS gave me from a surgical perspective and added more things on that would help me holistically heal, but also fix what I felt with support were the root cause reasons why I had cancer cells grow in my body, and how they were able to spread originally from the colon up to the liver and across to the 2 lung tumours as well. So that's me, liver surgery, initial bits, practical video tomorrow with some footage, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you, bye.